Welcome to my channel, Conversations with Jazz. Today, I am doing a review for Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 26. So today we're going to start with Ayanna and Jamal. Ayanna, the kids, and her brother Jalik are going to the park to meet Jamal's mom and sisters. Jalik asks Ayanna, how is she? She says she's irritated and that either way she's doing 90 days, 15 days in and 75 days house arrest. Jalik said he's been through it. He's done 4 years. He told her to keep her mind busy and not to stress the time. So Jamal calls and Ayanna tells him she's about to meet his mom and sisters. She said she is nervous because she knows that they are going to gang up on her. Jamal said they about to grill you. She then says, I haven't seen your mom in years. You know, I never seen her as your woman. She only knows me as your baby mom's friend. Girl, this is a mess. Why does she not see... I don't understand how she doesn't see anything wrong with what she's saying. But, okay. So in the confessional, she said, this is the first time meeting his mom as her mother-in-law. And the first time also meeting his sisters. She says that she has to meet his mom and create a bond with her. So Jalik asks Jamal if they are getting married when he gets out. Jamal takes a long pause and says, for sure. Jamal said, we're looking to wait for 2 years. Ayanna said, we're waiting 2 years for what? We're waiting 2 years for what? Jamal said he wants to get comfortable. Ayanna said, this is news to me. She's been doing a bid with him for a year, and she doesn't want to wait 2 years. So Ayanna, the kids, and Jalik pull up to the park, and the kids and Ayanna get out the car. Ayanna says she was nervous, and she asked her son if he was nervous. He said, no, I'm a man. I know that's right, little man. So she said in the confessional, she said, I have a meeting with Jamal's mom and his sisters, and she's so nervous because his mom doesn't hold back, and she doesn't know how this is going to go, but it'll be okay. Christine, who is Jamal's mom, waves at Ayanna, and she says hello and says it's been a long time. Ayanna said, I know, I haven't seen you in years. Ayanna said the first time she met Jamal's mom, she met her as his friend because he was with her ex-best friend at the time. So she knows her as the baby mom's friend, not as his girlfriend. And she has never met his sisters, so this is the first time that she'll be meeting them. Christine said, I'm trying to see if this is going to be the daughter-in-law or the mistress. Which one is going to be? Because I got to make sure this is the right one and the last one. Ayanna said, absolutely. I told him that. He got 4 baby mamas. I'm going to be the 5th, lucky number 5. Jamal's sisters then asked Ayanna, what are your intentions with Mom? Ayanna said, we're getting married. Christine said, I know my son. You know my son. You know Jamal, right? So in your heart, do you really think he's the marrying type? Because that's a ladies' man. The ladies love him and he loves the ladies. Meanwhile, her son, Ayanna's son, is standing there listening to everything that's being said. And it's like, you know, when you were young and your mom always told you to stay out of grown folks' business, but this is the one time where all the business is kind of being aired out around you and you're just silent because you are literally taking in every detail, every word that's being said. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Christine says, so you can see yourself being faithful to him? Ayanna said, of course. Christine says, even though you do what you do, because I know how them strippers get down. Ayanna said that she's heard this stuff for 7 years and she's heard every pickup line possible. Christine said, I know he a heartbreaker, but I hate to see his heart get broke. His sister said, how do you know that things are going to be different? The other sister said, that's why we want to see where her head is at. Christine said, what makes you that one for him? Ayanna said, it's the connection. Me and Jamal let each other be each other. We keep the communication and be open and try to be different. They don't want to keep the same cycle, the same relationship with cheating and lies and all that stuff. And they try to make this one count. Christine said, I wish you luck. I'm gonna be surprised if you and Jamal make it, because it's Jamal. And the sisters chime in, it's Jamal. Girl, she's trying to tell you that her son ain't shit, and you basically just need to run for the hills. Christine said, I love my son, but I know my son. But I'm wishing y'all luck on this one. Ayana said, I know Jamal takes our relationship serious just as much as I take it serious. And at the end of the day, I don't care what anyone says. How our relationship is, that's what I'm focused on. No, you need to be focused on your kids. That's what you need to be focused on. But I digress. So Jamal calls and she tells him she's at the park with his sisters and his mom. He says, what do you think about Ayana? Christine said, I hope she's the right one that can hold this thing down for you, because I know you. Is you ready? Jamal said, yeah, I'm ready. Christine said, you gonna deal with one woman? Jamal said, yeah, I'm ready for that. Jamal said that earlier Ayana caught an attitude because I told her brother that I was giving a 2-year grace period. Not saying we gotta wait 2 years to get married, but I don't want to just come home and just get married to try and prove to other people that I love her. Meanwhile, Ayana is like, that's the first time I heard that. Jamal said, I feel like she the one. Christine said, oh, you do? So you say Yan is the one? Jamal said, yeah, no doubt in my mind. Christine said, we want to make sure y'all good now. Then his sister said, because this is your first marriage, right? Christine said, this will be your second marriage. The sister said, this the second. Yo, that sister, she pulled a trump card. I want to say it's something, she must have knew that Ayana didn't know that Jamal was previously married. And the way she aired that out, that was just so foul. But it is what it is. Ayana said, second? Hold up. What happened to the first? Where's the first? Who was the first? I don't know about this. Jamal said, listen, boo. I was married through my religion before. Ayana said, but you never said that. I asked you that, and you told me no. Jamal said, because you can't date through my religion. Ayana said, it doesn't matter, Jamal. I asked you if you was married regardless, and you said no. You said no. I asked if you were married regular, through the courts, or Islamically. I asked you both, and you said no. So now you're saying yeah? Jamal said, no, you didn't. Ayana said, okay, all right. I never asked you. Ooh, boy, she was pissed. So Ayana said, it's like, how you missed that? Married before? That's information you just don't slip out your mind. Jamal said, you tripping. Ayana said, no, I'm not, because you never said that. Who was you married to? Jamal says the name, and of course they bleep it out. I said, yeah, you never said that. That's weird. Now I feel away, because you was married to this girl, and you be real cool with her. I don't like that. Jamal said, cool? We got a child together. Like we co-parenting. Ayana said, absolutely, but you still never told me y'all was married. Ayana said she never met the baby mom Jamal was married to before, and that Jamal has 6 children, 4 baby moms, and if he has kids, she knows that he speaks to them. Ayana said, how do you forget to tell me that you was married before? That just don't make no sense to me. Jamal said, we was married for a couple of months. Ayana said, you sure it was a couple of months? Jamal said, yeah, it's probably like no bullshit. It probably was like 6 months. The way his sisters looked at each other when he said 6 months was like, that was a lie. He probably married to her now still. Ayana said, anything else you want to tell me today that I ain't know? Jamal said, come on now. You know I'm an open book with you. Ayana said, are you? Because you wasn't open about this, but all right. Jamal said, you dragging the situation out and making it an issue. Ayana said, are y'all divorced? How did that work? Christine and her sister said, they divorced. Jamal said, yeah, we've been divorced. Ayana said, oh, okay. So I'm going to be the second wife. All right. I thought I was going to be the first one. Well, I hope I know everything else now. Because I felt like I knew everything. Now I know I don't know everything. His sister said he still has a lot of growing up to do. He should be honest with her, letting her know the truth, because that's something he should have said to her. that he was married, whether it was 5 months or 2 months. He was still married. The other sister said she thought she was going to be number one. I don't know why. Every time I say it, that shit makes me laugh. Jamal said, trust me, you don't have nothing to worry about. Nothing. Ayana said, this is just news to me, that's all. First, it's the 2-year grace period. Now you've been married before. Whew. Ayana said, finding out now Jamal was married before, right before she's about to go to jail. And the fact that she's not going to be able to talk to him for potentially 3 months, this is definitely going to sit and linger on her mind. She said if Jamal can keep something as big as this away from her, what bombshell is going to be coming next? Ayana says she's just finding out a lot of stuff for the first time today. Next, we have Andrew and Candace. Andrew said Candace is getting out in 10 to 12 hours. He said he brought some furniture with him, and the rest he got in Vegas, but he went $1,000 over the budget. But it's well worth it. Andrew, I hope it is well worth it, because I think you're a good guy. Candace's friend Denise stops by to check out the apartment. She enters and she says, this is nice. And she's all nosy, talking about, how much are you paying for this? And I think he said $1,350. She was like, that's all? Girl. So the furniture people come, and Denise is trying to direct them to where to put the furniture, like it's her damn place. Lady, go sit down somewhere. So then Candace calls, and Andrew tells her that Denise is there. Denise takes the phone and asks Andrew to use his bathroom. She tells Candace that he is nice for her, and that he's going to give her anything that she wants, and that he's sprung, and that she is going to run all over him. She said, I can already see Andrew is going to move out here. She's not going to move to New Jersey. Denise says she wonders how long it will take him to move here, because he's going to come with the quickness. So the next day, Candace calls and Andrew asked her if there was any word. And Candace said, no, not yet. Candace asked, what are you doing? Andrew said, waiting for you to come to me. Candace said, okay. Andrew said, you sound sad. Candace said, yeah, I want to go already. Andrew said that he's ready too. Andrew is on his way to go pick her up from the parole office, basically with her Louis bag, some toiletries, some clothes, everything that was in the bag. I mean, just everything. Candace says she doesn't know if she's going to have her own toilet paper over there or not. And Andrew basically said that he will pack her some. Candace says she hopes that she doesn't have to stay there. She hopes that she's able to go home. Andrew said, me too. He said, hang in there, babe. Everything will be all right. Andrew said the hope is Candace will get approval from parole and probation to use this address, and she can come straight here. And if they say no to that, she's approved to go to a well-care facility for 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, she's expected to get an address to go somewhere else. So after I go back to New Jersey, he said after I go back to New Jersey, this apartment could be sitting empty. Andrew said Andrew said, I got a fruit cup, I got an energy drink, a couple of forks for her to eat with. See what I mean? Like, Andrew is a thoughtful guy. Like, he really is taking his time to really think through and plan everything for her. I just hope she doesn't dog him, but whatever. Andrew said he's ready and he's going to get his girl. So Candace called again and they are releasing her. Andrew said she got her call. She's on her way. She's getting released. He said when she gets out, he's going to kiss her, hug her, get down on one knee, and put the ringer on her finger. Andrew said 36 hours of driving, $15,000 spent, 8 two-hour contact visits, but countless lonely nights. It's going to be well worth it. Andrew was standing outside waiting for Candace to make her appearance. Next, we have Shantae and True. So Shantae is home going through the mail, and the pictures she sent True were returned back to her. She says she sends him pictures every day, and if she misses a day, he lets her know. She said this is the first time her pictures were ever sent back, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. Her daughter Monet walks in the kitchen and asks, what's wrong? Shantae said, I'm making oatmeal because I'm irritated. She said she sent True pictures and they were sent back. And she said all the pictures were sent back. Monet said, is it because you got your boobs out? Shantae said, no, because it's not showing a nipple or anything. So Shantae calls the prison to ask them why her pictures were returned. And the prison said, if an inmate receives photos with nudity, contraband, or is in solitary confinement, the inmate will be placed on restriction. Shantae said he's not in solitary confinement because I talked to him. So he could have received explicit mail in order for my mail to be returned? She gets off the phone and says, interesting. Who the fuck are you getting mail from? Because I didn't send explicit pictures. Shantae feels like it's someone he's talking to that sent him photos, and this is why you don't date nobody in jail. Monet said, you ain't got to worry about me. She said her mom looks for love in the wrong places. She said she does too much for the person and then they don't reciprocate it back. She doesn't trust True and feels he is talking to someone else. Now True calls. What's up? Shantae said, and this is in the confessional, she said if he's talking to someone behind her back, it is definitely a deal breaker for her. Is it though, Shantae? You always talking that shit and you ain't doing nothing. You're not standing on business. Alright, so back to the phone. Shantae said, I got mail returned today. True said, what? Pictures? She said, pictures I sent and they were returned back. Do you know why they were returned? True says, no, why? She said, I'm asking you if you know why. True says, nah. Were they naked pictures or something? She said, no, they were regular pictures. And said she didn't call. She said, no, they were regular pictures. And I did call the jail and was told the pictures would have been sent back if you were on a restriction list. And if you got explicit photos or contraband. True said, I don't know. I ain't getting none of that shit. She said, True, are you talking to somebody else that sent you pictures or what? Because you're not doing nothing with contraband. True said, I didn't get no pictures. I don't even know what pictures you are talking about. Shantae said, what's the last piece of mail you got? Because they inform you when you receive mail that you wasn't supposed to get. True said, man, they've been rejecting my shit. Shantae said, you asked any other time why they rejecting it, so what they tell you they were rejecting it for? True said they didn't say. He said 2 braids. He said 2 braids. He sent me some pictures, but his shit got rejected. Shantae said, why his photos get rejected? True said, I don't know. So in a confessional, True said, I'm thinking like, hold on. Maybe it's the homeboy that sent me some pictures. Now back to the phone call. He said 2 braids talking about all of these females he got and how all of them bad and they all dimes. So I told him, I said, look, send me some pictures of them. I want to see what type of females you talking to. He was like, all right, I got you. Shantae said, what? You wanted to talk to one of his females or something? True said, nah, I ain't say that. Did I say that? True said, I'm not thinking nothing of it. You know what I mean? So he sent it. I never got the pictures. You know what I mean? And I just forgot about it. True said, I'm going to holler at him and see what kind of pictures he sent. You know what I mean? Because if it ain't no shit that he sent, then it's you. Shantae said, nah. You know I don't send pictures like that. Shantae said in the confessional, I don't believe the story that True's telling me right now. I just don't believe it. It's dumb to me. There's no other way to say it. True said, you tripping off nothing right now. Shantae said, I'm tripping because I don't know who sent you photos. That's not nothing. The confessional, Shantae said, I think a girl sent True photos. Back to the conversation, Shantae says, you ain't never lied to me or nothing like that. And it's too much. we done did in a relationship to where I just don't want you lying to me. True said, let's make this make sense. You think I'm going to tell female, let me see your titties, and I know I can't get that, just for them to censor it and like restrict me from getting mail and shit? Like, that don't make sense. Shantae said, I don't know, I feel like you lying, and that's that. True said in his confessional, he said that he normally dates white females. He said, but Shantae, he is physically attracted to her. And he also said that she's been holding it down for him. So it took him to come to prison to figure out what loyalty and love was. Let me tell you something. Ooh, True, you are so full of shit. Like, do you really think that anybody's gonna believe that shit? You're not attracted to Shantae. You're just using her for the time being until you get home to whoever you want to get home to. True said, back to the conversation. True said, I don't know what else to tell you, Shantae. I don't, because I'm not gonna go back and forth with you over this shit. It's the truth. It's some pictures that I got from 2 braids. Shantae said, just take note that I do feel some type of way. True said, I promise you, you ain't got shit to worry about. Shantae said, I'll talk to you later. In the confessional, Shantae said, my heart is like, I just don't believe True could be talking to somebody else. She said, in my head, it's like, girl, stop being fucking dumb. But she loves True to death and wants to be with him. Because you dumb. Girl, run. Run away. As fast as you can. Because this is going to be such a toxic heartbreak. But maybe this is what you need. And it's going to change your life forever. It's going to alter your thinking. Next, we have Rick and Samantha. So Rick is bike riding. And he received a call from Samantha. He said he's on the bike right now. Can you call me back? Because you have to be aware of your surroundings when you're on a bike. So Rick is in his truck. Samantha calls him back. She said, you look great. Rick said, yeah, it's hot and it's sweaty. Yo, these two, Rick and Samantha, are some damn clowns. So Sam says, what are you doing this weekend? Rick said, the reunion. Sam said, the reunion? And then she says that it does bother her a little bit. And she doesn't like to act jealous and whatnot. But there are some girls that I'm pretty sure one of them you already dated from the last reunion. He shook his head yes. And he said basically the last reunion he was drinking and seen a girl he knew. And they went out for a few weeks. But there is no interest. Now, they did a flashback to Rick being on the phone with Sandy the day before this conversation is taking place with him and Sam. So on the phone with Sandy, Sandy said, are you going to the reunion? Because I really would love to see you. She said, you and I, we got that thing. So now back to Rick and Sam's conversation. He says, you don't have to worry about anything. Sam says she's worried about the temptation and flirtations, and there's going to be drinking and people acting up. She said, your friends, do they know about everything, about us and all that stuff too? Rick said, about us being engaged? Sam said, yes. Rick said, not exactly. He then said, they know we're together. Sam said, how do you think that makes me feel? If you're hiding me like that, Rick said, I'm not hiding you. It's just when people think you jump that soon, it doesn't always end well until you get to know them more. He said, I can tell by your face you're not happy. She said, yeah, I'm about to hang up on you. I don't know why I think this shit is so funny, but I do. Because she's always starting to hang up on him. He said, it's not just about you. He said, it's not just you. I have a lot to lose myself. Especially if something doesn't go right because we didn't take the time to get to know one another. She said, but you proposed to me. And you did ask me to marry you. And you keeping that from them. Rick said that should be his decision. Sam said, well, I think I got more to think about. So in the confessional, Rick said he's been married a couple of times. And he's willing to give it another shot. but he doesn't think it has to happen that soon. But she wants it to happen soon, and it's also what the Idaho Department of Correction wants. It's a requirement as part of her release. And because she's in Idaho and he's in Arizona, she needs to be married to go to Arizona. And he wants to get to know each other to make sure everything is for the right reason. So at Rick's house, Rick is getting ready for the reunion. Sam calls and she says she's been out working the docks like a man. Rick said, well, you're going to see a man in about 2 seconds, and proceeds to take his shirt off. Sam said, oh man. Rick said he's getting ready for the party. Sam said, well, you look handsome, and that's a good color on you. She then says, you're not going with anyone. Rick said, that's what losers do. Sam says the girl from the last reunion better not be there, or we're going to have a real problem. Rick says, seriously, don't think she's going to be there. Meanwhile, in a flashback, Sandy is telling Rick she can't wait to see him and hug him and have fun, and she is looking forward to this. And Rick said, it'll be fun. Back to Sam. Sam said, well, I know I've sent you messages and stuff and told you how it's making me feel. Sam said Rick going to the reunion will be a little bit of a test, and she has concerns. Is he going to fall off the wagon and start drinking again? And Rick said, don't worry, it'll all work out. Rick said he started drinking when he was 15 or 16. He said when he was drinking, he would do things you would normally never do, and it always destroyed relationships. He said when he was with his second wife, the alcohol definitely was something that screwed things up. Sam said, I don't have a lot of anxiety right now, so I gotta go. No. Sam says, alright, yeah, screw things up. Okay, back to the conversation. Sam said, I have a lot of anxiety right now, so I gotta go. And she said, enjoy your time. So in the confessional, Rick said that this will be, on his way to the party, Rick said that this will be his first time at the reunion sober, and it's going to be actually a lot better because he thinks he made an ass of himself the last time. He said it'll be much better and more memorable reunion. Meanwhile, at the party, Sandy said she hasn't seen Rick in 2 years. She said during the pandemic, he just called her out the blue and said, hey, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You want to come over? She says she goes to his house and they had a really good time. Then another lady, Carol, also known as CD, said, I was just wondering when that was. Because there was a time when every once in a while we would run into each other and then we would run into each other. And I just didn't know. I didn't know if there was some overlap. Sandy said, I don't know if there was. There could be some overlap. Then another lady said, is he seeing anybody now? Sandy said, I don't know. Carol, aka CD, said, okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little excited. So Rick walks in the party and sees one of his classmates and says, look who it is, the stud, the man, the dude. I need your workout routine, man. Look at this shit. Sandy comes running out of nowhere. You actually came. You listened to me. She gave Rick a hug and says, how are you? Rick says, fantastic. Sandy said, I'm glad to see you. She said, it's been a couple years. Rick said, yeah, I know. Yes, it has. And then he says, you look fantastic. Sandy says, thank you. And then she's like, come on, let's go over here. So Rick said, basically, Sandy looks nice. And that she's a nice looking woman. And that he just thinks that she's a nice looking woman. So Sandy says, here comes CD. She said, you guys hooked up, like hooked up. Rick said, I think we went to Westwood parking lot. Sandy said, OMG, that's freaking hilarious. Rick said, yeah, so. Sandy said, I don't judge you. Rick said, it's the CD. And CD is walking up. She says, shut up. And gives Rick a hug. And Rick says, it's good to see you. CD said, you know what? I was hoping that you would be here. Rick said, so I guess, I don't know if they were already deep into a conversation, because the next thing that was being said was, Rick says to CD, part of it I don't remember, but I remember you taking me to Mancuso's. We went and had frog legs, and after that, did we hook up in the parking lot at Westwood? CD said, no, that didn't happen then. CD said she's known Rick since the 7th grade. Then it goes to Sandy, and she says she's known Rick since high school, and that he was a jock and was just the sweetest. CD said he was always surrounded by the coolest guys. Sandy says she loves Rick, and CD says she loves him, and that they have an understanding with each other. Rick tells CD he misses drinking sometimes. CD says, I'm not gonna lie, I miss you drinking sometimes. And then says, you called me a lot more when you were drinking. CD, why would you freaking announce that to the world? Oh my gosh. Or maybe you thought that was a private conversation. Because you saying that he called you a lot more when he was drinking, that is not a good look, girl. Rick said, yeah, I rambled and probably said a lot of stupid shit. CD says she thinks Rick looks... CD said, look-wise, she's going to give Rick a solid 7.9. So Rick's phone starts to ring, and he says, uh-oh, hold on. I gotta get this. Gonna step away. Rick says, hey, babe. Sam said, is there a lot of people? He says, yeah, quite a few people here. Sam says, what are you doing? He says, just talking. I've only talked to a handful of people so far. Sam said, those girls better respect that we're getting married. Rick said, I didn't walk in and announce. I don't want to upstage everything and make all this about me. Sam says, this is what I'm saying right now. What are you saying right now? I'm going to have to hang up on you. Sandy comes up on Rick and says, who are you talking to? Rick says, somebody. Sam said, wait a minute. What? Rick says, Samantha, want to say hi to Sandy? Sandy says, hi, Sam. Sam says, oh, hi. Rick says in a loud whisper, she's in prison. Sandy said, oh, really? Sam said, I hope you guys are having fun. Sandy said, we are. Well, we should. Sandy said, we are. You should be here. Sam said, I know, right? Sandy said, my girlfriend, you and I partied in freaking high school. Samantha said, I know. Hopefully we can reconnect with all you guys. Sandy says, so are you guys boyfriend and girlfriend now? Like, what's the story? I want to hear. Sam said, oh, he didn't tell you? Sandy starts laughing. Rick said, no, we just talked. Sandy said, oh, no. But now I want to hear from you because maybe he's not telling me the truth. Rick said, we've only been talking for a few minutes. And Rick says, so yes, we're actually engaged. Sandy said, you are? Well, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yo, Sandy was pissed. Her fucking face dropped on the ground. You know when they say your face hit the floor? Yeah, her face dropped straight in the grass. Sandy said he didn't say that to me. Sam said, are you keeping this a secret? I really don't understand. Rick said, no, I just got here. I don't want to really walk up to people and say that right away. And then Sandy jumps in and says, guess what? I'm engaged. And then she says, but good. Like, congratulations. That's awesome. Sandy said hearing that he is engaged is super shocking to her. And she doesn't think he's thinking straight. Sam said, I wish I was there to make sure everybody is respectful of my man I'm going to marry. Sandy said, yes, I will. Yes. Sandy said she's not trying to jump into somebody's relationship, but he was in love with her for a long time. And if he was single, she'd be all over him. Sandy said, I'll let you talk to him now. Okay, I'm out. Sam said, I don't trust them bitches. She said, you got to watch those bedrooms. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Rick said, don't worry. I haven't had any confidence in a long time. And when I met you, you helped me start gaining my confidence. So I love you and thank you. Sam said, when we were kids, or are you saying recently? Rick said, now. Sam said, oh yeah, well, you're worth everything to me. She said, really, I want to be with you the rest of my life, but you know, we have to be together. We can't do this long distance. Sam said, one of the things that needs to happen prior to my release is that Rick has to relocate to Idaho. She could move to Arizona, but she has little girls that needs her and her granddaughters. And she knows it's a lot for Rick, but they'll be more solid and committed that way. Sam said, I'm trying to be patient, but it hurts me because you're doubting me. Rick said, I get it now. Sam said, I'm glad. I try to be understanding, knowing where it's coming from. And I just keep hanging in there, like, hopefully he'll get it, you know? Rick said that relocating to Idaho, all that stuff does cost, and financially things are kind of tight. He's retired on a pension, and so he didn't budget for anybody, really, other than himself, and she could understand his situation. Rick said, so they say their goodbyes and hang up, and Sam basically said that she feels Rick has 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and that it's very stressful. And that is it for episode 26.